Welcome to Nairobi Fashion Runway podcast. This is the self-improvement series. Episode 9, Shape Self in Society for Self-Identity. Our self-identity has a special place in our lives. Our self-identity forms an intrinsic part of our identity and is an important area of study when studying the intricacies of human nature. Each and every individual needs to acknowledge his self-identity in order to make sense of the purpose of his life and for his own well-being. Realizing our self-identity helps us to realize the main purpose of our lives, and determine the kind of person we'll like to be in our future. Self-identity plays a very important part in determining the goals of our lives, and greatly influences a person's mind and shapes his general school of thought. The way a person perceives his inner self also plays a very important part in determining the course of action taken by an individual to achieve a particular goal and to constantly monitor, evaluate and redirect his pursuits. The inner self is responsible for shaping a person's behavior, self-esteem, motivation, and experience. It is responsible for building interpersonal relationships as well. The society in which we live also has an important part to play in shaping up to our inner self. The self of the society and the self-environment are connected with each other. Most people tend to neglect their inner self relating to society and their immediate surroundings. They need to realize that self-identity is an important part of our inner self, which allows an individual to understand his relationship with the world and himself in a better manner. Even if some individual refuses to acknowledge his inner self, he cannot possibly deny its existence as well. The inner self is present in every individual whether he acknowledges it or not. A person can acknowledge his inner self by indulging in meditation and yoga. These exercises help an individual to calm his senses and realize his hidden powers and inner identity. It is very important for a person to realize his inner self and latent strengths and weaknesses in order to trigger the process of self-development. A lot of people nowadays suffer from the problem of an identity crisis. Individuals are so entangled in their hectic professional and personal work front that they get absolutely no time to discover themselves and acknowledge what they are truly capable of. It will not be wrong to say that materialistic elements, such as individualism and egoism, have made people wary of humanitarian traits, such as compassion and kindness. They tend to think only for their own vested interests. Philosophers believe that people are fast forgetting the fact that our self-identity and self-environment are intimately connected with each other. If a person becomes too self-obsessed with himself and starts neglecting the well-being of the environment around him, it is impossible for him to successfully accomplish the process of self-development and find his self-identity amidst the identity of the society and self-environment. Our self-environment has also been suffering a setback as the number of crimes has been increasing steadily. People find it extremely difficult to trust security and other social organizations, which delay the growth of society and self-environment all the more. A person can even look around his environment and several elements in the society, and try to seek inspiration for the purpose of development of his inner self and self-environment. Seeking inspiration from our environment can help us to create awareness about ourselves, and our inner weaknesses, and how to overcome them. It helps us to gain self-confidence, and build faith in ourselves. Self-identity of the society and self-environment share a very deep bond which can be only understood when an individual tries to accept himself for what he is, with all his faults and strengths. Thank you for staying with us to the end of this episode. Remember to subscribe to our channels across all platforms to keep following this journey of self-improvement. See you on episode 10 of the self-improvement series.